Three, two, one.
We're the Wild Cards, and welcome to this week's episode of The Worse You Know, because you're inevitably worse off for knowing anything we talk about.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
I am Anna. If you watched the first episode, yeah, that's me. I'm Anna. You can find me on any socials that have Fabulous Time Lady, but missing the O.
In case you didn't see the last episode, I'm Nate. I don't really have much social media. I have a prank Tinder. It might not exist by the time this video gets posted, though, but it's there.
You
better
keep
this is a single
that.
Man now.
You better keep that until this video gets posted.
Fine. Only for the video.
Anyhow, I am Baron, better known in some places as Perazrael. And yes, let's start off tonight by talking about that Tinder profile.
Alrighty. Yes. Well, you see, I got bored, and recently I became single. So I decided I was looking at dating apps, and initially I thought I should try to get a date. I should try to use dating apps and find someone new. But then I realized dating apps kind of suck. Like, I found one person, but I found a lot of scammers and bad people on dating apps, so I decided that it's not worth it. So what I did was I created a Tinder, and that I put on my my Czech M10M gas mask, and what else? Oh, and my Ushanka. Took a picture, and now I have a communist profile where I like everyone, and I greet them with a communist enthusiasm, and I ask if they're ready to unite and defend the USSR against fascists. It's pretty great. That's also given me the most likes I've ever gotten on Tinder.
Wait, hold on, Nate. I just realized you put the university on your Tinder profile. I need to send you something.
Oh boy.
Hold on, I'll post it in the chat.
Alrighty.
You need to put this on your
profile picture on Tinder?
Well, I think I posted it on the Discord. It's basically, if you go. Well, actually, maybe I didn't. Huh.
This is the perfect opportunity.
Oh yeah, I did actually. If you go to Nate's, on our Discord, the Nate's Nonsense Nook, and scroll up a little bit, you'll see the.
Oh yeah, but do you have other pictures than that?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to resend it?
Please put this on your Tinder profile.
Oh my god.
No, I was gonna say, so on Tinder you can add more than one picture. Is there another one other than this, or is it just one?
It's just the one. Like I said, this is just a prank profile.
Those are the best. Those are the ones I always swipe right on.
Baron, where the fuck did you get that from? That's so good.
I made it.
You did? What?
We should probably post a couple of these images.
Do you mind if I save it and I send it to a couple friends?
Feel free.
Yeah.
This is
what I want to be known for.
Oh man. We should probably post some of these images so that the audience knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, Baron just posted a picture that he made of our college, but it looks like the emblem of the Soviet Union, and it's
the emblem of the Soviet Union in our college's colors with the university acronym in place of the USSR acronym. It's a little more descriptive without giving too much away, as we are in a secure, undisclosed location in Florida.
Yep. Man, people are gonna start thinking we're communists or something.
Jesus.
It's like I said earlier, communism is what the ladies are into these days.
Oh my god.
On communist Tinder,
case,
everyone
ladies,
is automatically matched with everyone.
Well, in that case, Privyet, comrades. Yo soy Nate as single.
You know what's really funny about this whole situation? You guys are the ones making the jokes, but I'm the only one who can actually speak with the jokes.
Oh yeah, because how many languages do you know?
No. Okay, so I know 2 languages, English and Albanian.
it's more
My
than me.
family's from Albania, and for those who don't know, Albania was communist up until 1990 or 1991, one of those years.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so from what I was told, based off of my parents, because they lived through it, like the communist following
Yeah.
and all that.
With all the
You
bunkers
could
and all that.
yeah, but despite the bunkers, how the system changed is because like both of them lived through two different things because of an age difference. One was in college when it was happening, and one was in high school. And my mom said that like literally once the system broke, so many people just left. Like she had a teacher who just left and went to Greece, and he still gave
Huh.
grades. Like, well, not actual grades, but they still kept his name in the system for people just to graduate and stuff, which is crazy to think about. It's almost like I want to say Corona because like people are being given grades, but like it's not in class because of something that's going on.
Yeah. Oh man, but I will say like with all the grades and all that, like that actually saved a lot of people's grades in a way. Like my brother, for example, he's taking an engineering degree, and he was really struggling with a lot of these like upper level math classes he has to take to get the degree. But then they swapped over, and so all of a sudden all the assignments became like super easy and whatnot.
That's not true for everyone. See, he
Well,
got
maybe
lucky.
not everyone, but there is a bit of a silver lining, like for some people at least.
That again, that's not happening. That's like a rare occurrence because
Yeah.
what I've been told by all my high school friends is that it's still really hard, especially the AP exams. Because I still have lots of high school friends, having just graduated.
Those are high schoolers.
Yeah, but like the AP exams were done like in a fashion which was not, to me, I don't think it was fair. Like the AP bio, from what I've seen so far, is like one person got questions on literal cancer cells, and the other person got like DNA Punnett cells, and that is very unfair. Or even just in college, keep in mind there are concepts that are hard to learn online unless you're an online learner. Like for accounting,
Yeah.
I have no interest in accounting, and the concepts of accounting are really hard for me to learn. Hence why I got an unsatisfactory grade for the semester. But I am happy that I got the option to make it unsatisfactory, so it wasn't like a straight up D.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember when I had to take all those college courses and whatnot online. A lot of them were a struggle because there's just a lot more because I'm a history major, so there was a lot more like papers and stuff to write because every week my teachers were like, "Are you doing the lessons? Are you actually watching my lectures?" I didn't watch the lectures. I just kind of BS some answers, but still, it was even BSing. It was really just stressful because like I was used to just not doing that much work before class, but because class got canceled, that just means more homework. So I was just swamped with papers. But luckily, I guess that also means my professors were swamped with papers. So I just got like some stupidly high grades for some really bad papers, and I'm not gonna complain on that.
I guess it makes sense. I know all my professors were pretty chill about the switch to online. Like, they all gave plenty of time. They'd be like, oh, the test is open all day. Except for one professor. He liked to make stuff due at 2:30, the time the class would have started, and only made tests available between 2:30 and 3:45.
That is... Okay, that's...
That is not
BS, I know.
That is
It
not very-
infuriated me so much. He also, the day that a homework assignment was due, instead of changing the assignment details in Canvas to say 2:30, he put an announcement, like I said, the day of, saying, oh, turn it in at 2:30, right? Me, being busy that day and having seen the details beforehand, figured, oh, it was still due at midnight, because that's what it said in Canvas. So I turned it in before midnight, and he was like, I can't accept this. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, oh, it was turned in after 2:30. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you put the announcement the day it was due, and I just happened not to see it, like, is there any way I can get partial credit? He goes like, well, no, you're still getting a 0. But at least I dropped one homework grade, like, at the end of the semester. I'm like,
That's just,
that, yeah,
yeah.
it infuriated me.
Yeah, I guess... I don't know. I don't like... In general,
That's
I don't
kind of
really like
awful.
online classes.
Macro teacher, but hey, I passed the class with a B somehow, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, but wait. Yeah, I like one thing I'm concerned about though is this going to keep up? Like, because some people are saying, oh, fall, we'll go back to college. Other people are saying, no, it might not happen. So I just
Okay,
don't
so
know.
the reasons for that is mostly because of how the virus is reacting. So if there is a secondary spike as America is opening up right now, then there's a good chance that everything is going to be closed. And there is a lot of people saying that America is opening up way too early. Like my cousin who lives in Italy, who has been in Italy for it being closed for a long, long time, they're just now opening up. Meanwhile, America, that has been closed down for shorter amounts of time than Italy is opening up, which
Yeah, we've
is
only been closed down for like
2
2 months.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 months.
it's
Yeah,
And even
and
like
it's not even 2 full months.
yeah.
Like it's we should be closed.
Yeah, honestly,
and
yeah.
like we've been closed so like imperfectly, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Like we're closed, but not a
Oh,
lot of
people
people
are.
are being not a lot of people are being smart.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's
Have you
true.
seen the protest? That just gives me a headache.
All of those people
Yeah,
are now
I'm worried
all of
that
those
we're getting
people are now
political
testing positive
here,
for COVID.
yeah,
And I think
which
that's
to
funny.
me, yeah, no, I'm like satisfied because there was like one person at one of okay, so I don't know for sure, but I saw like clips of the protests, and like one person was like, "Oh, where's the virus? Show me the virus!" And I'm like, I really, really hope that person tested positive and they feel the effects.
The one thing I'm concerned about all those protesters though is like I don't really necessarily care about those protesters. Like and like, like if they catch it, hey, they kind of deserve it. I'm worried that they're going to not have symptoms and spread it to someone that just doesn't deserve it. Like, like maybe like an old guy that's like just trying to buy some groceries, he bumps into one of the protesters, something like that. It's like I just don't like him being out there. Like I don't know if this is getting too political, but I just I I just thoroughly disapprove of those protesters.
Well, personally, I don't believe the protesters is like something political, only because this is something that like should be common knowledge. We shouldn't have people that disagree with scientists, people who have thoroughly dedicated their lives to the act of learning biology, learning sickness, and
Yeah.
bettering the lives of others. Because when it comes down to it, the person who's protesting probably hasn't spent years and years of their life researching this stuff.
Yeah, they
They
probably
probably
just
just
read
took a
some.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably read something on Twitter, and it's just like I remember the whole what was it, the 5G? They're like there's a lot of crazy conspiracy theories. They're blaming Bill Gates for this. They're like the 5G towers. They're spreading the disease. It's like what is going on? Where are you people getting this idea?
Yeah, like believing science should not have to be like a political position that you have to defend.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, but
But
hopefully
anyhow,
this thing
we did start the podcast talking about communism, so I don't think there's much going back now.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily. We're just making jokes. Like, I got the best Tinder ever.
And
Gonna get all them ladies. gonna tell them about the joys of collectivism. Oh boy.
Wait, can I point out something real quick, Baron? I sent that to my friend saying, "Hey, one of my friends made this." Then one of my friends replies, "My man did a combo of the two biggest European powers. I'm proud of him," like as a joke, right? And then my other friend said, "Is that Russian?" And I said, I asked my friend, and he said that it's Russian as far as he's aware. So then you get called out by saying, "Wait, I thought you said he made it."
like I made it in the sense
Baron, did you make it or no?
I found the base for the emblem online. It's like the emblem of the of like Russia within the Soviet Union.
Bars.
And I just added the college acronym to the top, changed the colors, and made that. But like the but the base for the emblem.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, the base for the emblem is not necessarily my making.
You said you found it online from a Russian. What was it again?
It is the it's the emblem. It's like the emblem of Russia within the Soviet Union.
So just the Soviet flag.
So, hold on, let me find the.
Yeah.
It, it is this.
I see. Oh, that thing.
Yeah, I just took that and edited it.
Man, this is going to be a pretty heavily edited video. Oh boy. But yeah. Oh darn it!
I do dabble in actual vexillology though.
Vexillology. Is that?
It's a
Is
word. It means
What?
it's like the study of flags.
Oh, okay. Is in vexillology, is the Ohio flag like the golden standard of like this is what a perfect flag looks like, you know, like this, like a flag will never be more perfect than this, and all other flags seek to imitate it, right?
On the other hand, the golden standard in vexillology is the flag of Provo, Utah, or at least the former flag of Provo, Utah.
Wait, no, it has to be the
Look at
Ohio
that
flag.
Look at that gradient. Look at that drop shadow. This is what every flag should aspire to be.
Oh my god. I mean, it looks nice, but it ain't no Ohio flag. Let me tell you. We have a triangle cut out on it, so it looks really cool.
Hey,
And
if
it
you
has
want- if you wanna
17
talk about-
stars because we're the 17th state.
If you wanna
what
talk
more
about-
symbolism do you need?
If you want to talk about flags that pull off triangles really well,
Oh.
you ever been to Nepal?
Oh yeah, I know Nepal. Their flag is like just
But
a
hey.
triangle.
The Albanian flag is badass though. We got a two-headed eagle.
That's true. You know, I noticed there's like, maybe in like older European flags, there seems to be a lot of eagles.
I mean,
Yeah.
America has an eagle. Well, no, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Well, not on the flag,
But
And,
it's
like,
represented. No, I was thinking of the Mexican flag. That has an eagle.
Ah, yeah, that's it. Oh, that kind of goes back to Mexican folklore though, because like in Mexico City, back when it was like the Aztec lore was that there was basically the Aztec people, they had a lookout for a like an eagle eating a snake, and that was the sign of where they should settle. And then when they went to Mexico City back then, I think it was called like Tenochtitlan. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize, but yeah, they saw the eagle eating the snake, and they're like, "That's home. That's where we need to settle." And then the Aztecs, did pretty good. Conquered a lot of Central America, but then the Spanish came, and history, and now we have the U.S. of A. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm excited. Is anyone else feeling like bored sitting at home though? Like, just
Not
nothing to
really.
do.
After I finished She-Ra season 5, I just had a burst of creative inspiration, so I've just been writing. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. Some people, I noticed that's one thing is about this whole quarantine. It seems like you're either in one or two camps. It's either you're used to socializing a lot, and then all of a sudden, hey, you got to stay home and not see anyone. It's like, oh man, now I'm bored as heck.
Well,
Or
there's
you're-
always video chat, because that's what I've been doing. I've been playing video games with people while, like, on VC, so that's a plus. Also, of shows, I had someone recommend me Westworld, and I have not stopped binging it. I'm in the middle of season 2. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Westworld, I highly recommend it to anyone who loves robos and, like, the whole debate about, well, no, I wouldn't say the debate, but, like, the whole idea, concept, and I guess ingrained debate behind, can robots have consciousness? And even if they are programmed to improvise, is that consciousness or is it programming?
Yeah, I think I heard about that one. And, like,
It's a really good show. Because I feel like it does display that the concept of, like, which one is it, because it shows you different perspectives of it. It shows you a lot of different timelines too. For me, my brain not being good with keeping up with a lot of timelines, got a little bit confused when I first started watching it, but then it all makes sense with one another. So I was like, what, by the end of it.
Yeah. I had a brain fart. I was going to say something, but I forgot. I apologize. Something,
Well,
something.
what do you guys think about robots being conscious? Do you think it's something that can actually happen?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I don't know. Like I don't know if I want that to happen. Because like I've seen Terminator, man. I don't want a Terminator future. Like, cause like,
The thing is, are
and also
humans
wouldn't that
doing
be
it?
kind of cruel to like just like,
The thing
hey, we're gonna create like basically a living mind, but then we're gonna stuff you in this like little square, and you're not gonna be able to move, feel, see, or taste anything. You can only do nothing but think. That's like that just seems a little. That just seems kind of mean.
I mean, if you
Well,
think about it, are humans doing much better?
Well, yeah. You want to know why? We have three things. We have Red Robin, we have
oh
Ohio,
my god,
and we have butts.
that I
Beautiful.
feel like all three of those are just exclusive to you.
Oh, wait, no, no, hold on. Most people like butts. I I do believe.
I would have to disagree there.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe I don't know.
I
Like,
feel
here's the
like
thing. I
someone out there should make a poll of which one is the most loved part.
I I'm still gonna stick with butt because only one big thing of the reason why I say butt is because everyone has one, guy, girl, whatever.
Everyone has titties.
Not really.
Yeah. I mean, okay, men don't, but women, most of them, even if it's an A cup, that is something.
Yeah, but then everyone doesn't have it because men don't have them.
Well,
So,
there are pecs.
oh, the peck, but that's different than boobs.
I mean, yes, but
Yeah.
what I mean is like,
mean,
you're
a butt-
straight,
a
so you're
butt's a
never gonna
butt.
have. Yeah, but you're straight, so would never have interest in a male butt. So therefore, it is only what we're discussing here is only females of the only like someone who identifies with the female gender.
Huh. Well, I mean, I don't know, like, cause like for example, like my first girlfriend, she said she actually liked butts, like guys' butts. So I'm just saying,
Again,
like,
we're not discussing guys here though, because you are
Oh.
straight,
oh, okay. Well, I was just
and I
saying.
am in the unique position in
Well,
which
okay,
I
you're
do like
switching.
girls.
I think you're switching my original statement though. I said I said a lot of people like butts. I didn't say straight guys like girls' butts. I just said butts are great.
True. A lot of people do like butts, but what I'm counter arguing here is that that's not like even though a lot of people do like it, I think there isn't a majority in it because there's a lot of different body parts that can be liked. If we're doing everyone, women don't like butts well. I shouldn't say that. I would say there are a lot of parts of a guy that could be more well loved than a butt.
Yeah, but and that's a
Yeah,
pun
as
right there.
as a bi
Uh,
guy, butts are
what?
not what I usually look for on other guys.
And I'm a bi girl, and butts are not what I usually look for on girls
Huh.
or guys.
Wait, if you're a butt girl, you should be backing me up.
I just said I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Oh, never mind.
No.
But like, they're just I don't know, cause like I feel like they're just so wonderful, you know? Like they always look fantastic.
No,
Well-
I like boobs better.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
And I like chest better. Like when it comes to a guy, if I can lay down on their chest and be content, I prefer that.
That's a mood.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just laying down, being comfy, and just being I don't know, just being, like in a positive, affectionate setting is awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good, but like,
Honestly, just laying on any other human is something that like everyone deserves, and I think it's like
Yes.
an innate human need. Back in high school, like my friend group and I, we would just like sometimes just lay on the floor in a big gay pile. It was the shit.
I mean, I guess I like a hug and stuff occasionally, but I'd only want to, cuddle up with a girl I know fairly well.
It just depends again how you're used to. Me, I was lucky enough to have very affectionate friends in high school, so therefore I love affection. Any friend that I know that is good with hugs, and like I am in the position where I can give great hugs and receive great hugs, I will hug. But what I don't like is people who look at you after hugging a friend and are like, "Where's my hug?" And I'm like, "Obviously, I didn't want to give you a hug if I didn't."
Oh, hey, Anna.
Please don't
Where's-
say that. But like on a
Where's my
serious
hug?
note, most girls hate it. Like
Oh.
it's an actual thing where like guys will be like, "Oh, where's my hug?" and like guilt you into giving a hug you're not comfortable with.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. My mind is just keeps slipping. Oh, but like I don't know, like I mean I like hugs, but what, I don't know. Wait, this is going bad. Hold on. I like hugs. Oh yeah, but yeah, like when I was saying earlier, it's like no cuddling. Like I'll hug pretty much anyone, but like like if we're talking cuddling, like a little more than just hugs,
Yeah, again, it just depends on the person, Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind watching a movie night with my close friends and all of us being in the same pile, all hugging and cuddling each other. Like, I'm used to that. My high school friends brought out all my affection in me. But I can only do that with people I'm close with and I trust,
Yeah, that's
It doesn't,
fair.
like, for me, gender doesn't really matter. I can do that with a guy or girl as long as we're in a position where it's not awkward. If it's awkward, then no, I'm not doing that. And it's only awkward because one person isn't comfy with the affection.
I mean, I don't know if I cuddle up with my guy friends, but one time I remember I was watching a movie with my roommates. We were watching Creed 2, and I guess because they're just super comfortable with each other or whatnot, they were just like, I think I was wearing a shirt. I was wearing clothes, but I think they were.
I
in their-
hope you were wearing
their
clothes.
underwear.
I hope you were wearing clothes.
Well, no, like I was wearing like shorts and a t-shirt and all that, but they're just like chilling in their like underwear, and it's just I don't know. I'm just I don't know. I just got it just I'm just.
Have you
don't
never heard
care
the
so much.
saying, if you're wearing socks, then it's not gay?
I've heard
Uh,
that.
I haven't heard of that.
So basically, I've seen a lot of memes on TikTok of this, where like all the guys are like, time to hang out with the guys. I call little spoon, I call middle spoon, I call big spoon, and it's like all of them piling into a bed.
Hmm.
And then I saw one where someone was like, I just felt a fingernail. Who's not wearing socks?
Oh my god.
Honestly, that's the kind of positive, like, new straight guy culture that needs to be promoted.
That's the thing. Like, it should be the norm for guys to show affection to guys in a friendly manner.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Nina.
I do that, but like I feel like
No, I mean like giving hugs. Like, you aren't gonna go up to Baron and give him a hug
well, I would.
I think
casually.
I think we have.
Yeah, I've
hugged
done
a
that
couple
before, like
times.
especially with like my dad and stuff and
Okay,
like my
then.
brother.
I
Just, like-
apologize. I have been
like
mistaken.
yeah, the thing is like I don't know, like you got to give him like the straight hug, which is like you give him a hug and then you like slap him on the back. But one thing I realized is apparently when I do the slap in the back, I hurt people. I don't know how or why. Like people are like, "Why are you slapping so hard?" I'm like, I didn't know it was that hard."
I'm sorry for laughing, but
But what?
I mean, like,
you gotta control yourself.
I mean, like, same
Oh.
here. I used to give back when I was like younger. I would give like very powerful hugs, and I probably crushed a few people's ribs, despite being
me-
made of spaghetti.
Oh, when I was younger, it was like me and my brother. Oh, it was mostly me, but like I and a little bit of my brother. We had like a challenge where we had to like be like give each other I'd have to basically give either my dad or my brother or like maybe my grandfather or something. Just like I called it like manly hugs, and it's just squeeze as hard as possible. Like it's like just like the goal was to try to crush them. Yeah, and I kind of learned though I should ease off a little, because most people apparently don't like it when you try to crack their ribs affectionately.
As long as it's mutual, then it's fine.
Yeah,
As long as
but
they
that's
are
the thing
aware.
is most people aren't too mutual about that. They're like, hey, bro, you're like a vice. Just
No. I mean, like, I like, for example, if I'm hugging my little brother, right? I'll be like,
Mm,
who can hug the hardest, and then like we'll do it. You know, like as long as
yeah.
it's known that you are going to do it, then it's okay. It's
As,
just when it's unknown, it's like, the fuck you doing, bro?
Ah,
as long as it is as it is out in the open that you are trying to kill each other, it's fine.
Exactly.
that makes sense.
You got to be clear and open about the murderous attempts.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess I was kind of younger, so I didn't really grasp the concept. I'm just like, everyone is gonna get the death hug. Yeah, I was like, when I was like 7.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was about my age when I was like an extreme hugger as well.
Yeah, I think kids generally like to hug more than adults.
Is it? I wonder if like being the group hugger is like a tall person thing.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I always wondered about. Like, who would give better hugs? A really tall person or like a shorter person?
Based on
That honestly just depends, because I'm small and I'm short, everyone who hugs me can put their arms around the top of me, and I'm really good to hug. Like, that's literally something I have been told by people. I am a good person to hug. I give great hugs. So, and I think just being a tall person too, like if you're, I wouldn't say super tall, but as long as you're like taller than the other person, you can give a good over the other arms hug.
Hmm. Yeah, but sorry, I'm eating something. I remember that kind of reminds me of apparently. So one like this, I guess this goes in the mindset of it's probably not true for everyone, but one time I dated a girl. She's like 5'1", I'm 6'3", and then she's like, "Yeah, I really love tall guys." I'm like, "Hey, I'm 6'3". She's like, "Ooh, nice." But one day I was kind of asking her, "Why do you like tall guys so much?" And then the response was like, "Oh, she's just like one of her responses was that she just likes to just feel enveloped with like hugs and cuddles and stuff, you know." I'm like, huh, it's intriguing. I never thought about that.
It just depends on the person.
Yeah.
For me, my only requirement is you be taller than me, and that's not hard to accomplish. Being like just 5 foot even.
Yeah. I don't. I don't. I don't know if I usually hug people around my height. So like sometimes I feel like for example yeah, you guys know my roommates. They're a little bit shorter than me, and if we ever go for a hug, sometimes I feel like awkward because I'm like, okay, hold on, where am I putting my arms? Like, because if I go for like a normal like waist kind of hug, that's like where their head is. So it's like I don't want to put them in a headlock. I want to go around their back.
What you do is you go all the way down and you hug them around the ass.
Now we're going back to before. Butts are beautiful.
See, for me, if I hug a girl who's taller than me, my face is directly in their line of sight for boobs. So that's the pro for me.
Oh, dude, lucky.
That's why I don't understand why short guys aren't like, it's great being short, because every single guy I've met who is short has always complained about it. I'm like, dude, you have so many pros to being short. Like,
Well,
how do you not see it?
Well, I mean that's because I think it's a societal thing. Because like a lot of the time, they're this comes from a tall guy, so I can't speak from experience, but it's because they just feel like because it's because like a lot of girls just like taller guys. And they're very open about that, so it could be kind of demoralizing if you're shorter because you're just like, oh, I'm not as good looking in the eyes of women. So it can be kind of frustrating.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, on another note, it's like, you can, a lot of people, well, okay, how do I phrase this? I've seen arguments in which, like, taller guys don't feel as secure. I mean, not taller, but shorter guys don't feel as secure in dating taller women.
I had. Oh, sorry. Are you going to keep talking?
No,
Or-
that was it.
Oh, but yeah. Actually, yeah. That brings me a point. Like, I know a couple of guys that are like, shorter, like 5'6", 5'5", and they actually they said I don't know if they were joking or not, but they said they like taller girls in general. I'm like, huh, that's neat because like that also made me think because like one thing is because I have a couple of friends that are tall girls, and apparently they aren't as popular as shorter girls. And like that's just because like I forget the arguments. If it comes back, I'll say them. But it's just they're apparently they're just not as sought after, or I don't know. Apparently, most guys prefer shorter girls. I just thought that
Yeah,
was interesting.
that's something I've seen. Like I remember I've seen a few TikToks where like people show off like the height difference between them, like being 5 foot and like 6 foot something. And
Yeah.
all the comments are flooded with like, "Oh, you can't just leave him for the tall girls." And I'm like, "Listen, if they're in a relationship, it's because the guy wanted to be in the relationship too. You have to consider that the guy maybe wants to date someone who's shorter. Maybe the guy likes being able to hug and like cuddle them, in such a way."
Oh yeah, yeah, and also it's not usually like I don't know, like I might be different, but honestly, height isn't. Well, maybe that's a big deal. Like, I could see benefits with both. Like if I'm dating like a girl my height, or if I'm dating a girl shorter, they're both fun in different ways. So it's like basically makes no difference to me. And also I just don't think about it that much.
I understand that. It
Yeah.
just depends on person to person,
Yeah.
mostly.
Oh boy. Uh,
I know back to the consciousness argument, I did want to, like, for the robots, I did
oh
want to
yeah.
point out that I remember some time ago someone had made a YouTube video discussing on, like, how robots could maybe become conscious, or, like, what we could perceive as consciousness. And they gave up the example of what if you gave this little robot the task or the programming to make little paper boats, right? That was their only programming. This robot would then this robot is also programmed to improve its way of doing paper boats. So the thing is, this robot continues to get more and more skilled in making paper boats, and then finally requests they have access, they have access to other resources, so they decide to give this little robot access. This robot continues to expand, their one goal being to produce paper robots. And then eventually the world just gets flooded with little paper boats, in which the robot cuts down trees, it exterminates humans so it can be more efficient.
What the? Wait, is
Well,
this the
yeah.
story?
No,
What?
this is an actual YouTube video someone made. It's like 5 or 6 minutes long, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
I watched
I
it
thought
years
this
ago.
was like real. I'm like, wait,
No.
where's a killer paper boat robot?
No, it's like
Okay,
no.
sorry.
The concept is basically this robot, because of its programming, is so determined to be the most efficient in making little paper boats that humans are like an obstacle in its way. Living things are an obstacle, because if stuff is living, then they can't cut down the trees to make paper boats.
So it is like Terminator.
I've never seen Terminator, so I don't know.
Oh,
You see, stuff like that is why you just implement is why you just have to implement the 3 laws in a robot's programming. I forget who came up with them, but like, let me quickly.
yeah.
Let me quickly,
I say just with robots,
yeah,
just
as, Asimov's
put a
3
kill
laws.
switch on them.
Like that, a robot may not injure a human being. A robot must obey orders given by human beings, except where it would in conflict with the first law. And a
Woman.
robot must protect its own existence as long as it doesn't conflict with the first or second law.
Hmm.
And there's also like a 0th law that like where it applies just all of that to humanity as a whole. And I think you could technically apply that to just all living things as well.
I see. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just never sure about like giving robots like sentience. Like, if it's like Mass Effect, so like Edie, that's fine. But like most of the time, I'm just like, it's just too much risk.
You see, you're stating that as if we have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
What's to say some like programmable thing? You know, I don't even want to say like it's specifically a robot. What's to say something that we program doesn't gain sentience
See, that's
only
what I'm worried
because
about. A rogue AI. You're describing a rogue AI. That could be dangerous. You know, like that's been explored in a lot of sci-fi, but it's like because like you never know what they're going to be doing. And they like because they gain sentience and they can like hate humanity and then try to kill us all, and it's like that'd be tough. But though like of course we could just like smash up the computer. Hopefully, if it's just on one computer, just smash that up. If not, like if it's like connected to the Wi-Fi and stuff, that's some scary stuff. That's why we gotta be careful about all this.
yeah, like just consider like Google and Siri and Alexa and all that. Like this is something we've programmed to better help us just be more efficient and stuff. But like if you think about it, stuff could go terribly wrong because of it. Because the more we program it to be more efficient for us, the more it could be closer to sentience.
Yeah.
Also, then that begs the question: what is the concept of sentience? Like
Oh, this is
what
getting
could be
too deep. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, the concept
No,
of
but like think about it, because it's like if a robot gains sentience, what is the difference between a robot and a human at that point?
Well, I
none.
guess being self-aware and stuff people have argued. I mean, some people have argued this with like other things like humans compared to like dogs, for example. Uh,
Well, that's the thing is when it comes to a human and a dog, our brains are just wired differently. But like there's someone, a speech pathologist, who's actually teaching her dog to use words for stuff that they need. If you want to look it up on Instagram, I believe it's Hunger for Words, with the letter with the number 4 in it. And then this dog literally says like, "Come help, walk please, outside, beach time, beach time." Like it says these words whenever they need it.
yeah.
It's like a lot of people don't realize that could apply to more than one thing.
Here's a hot take, everyone. I think dogs should vote. I don't remember where that's from, but I saw it on TikTok.
That's from oh, I can't remember. Oh my god, I can't remember. I know where it's from. It's like on the tip of my tongue.
And we'll come back to it. Anyhow,
Yeah.
on the topic of animal sentience, have you guys ever seen two crows talk to each other?
I maybe.
When crows talk to each other, and you hear it, it legitimately sounds like another language.
Hmm.
And that's because it is. Like there have been studies done. Crows have an incredibly complex language that has regional dialects, and it's basically on the same level of humans, where like they can describe stuff that's like happening in another point at like another place in both space and time, and it's absolutely crazy. Crows should have rights.
That just reminds me, it makes me think of, did you know that like if you do, like let's say you have two dogs, one knows how to do the command lay down and the other doesn't, the other dog will pick it up way quicker by watching another dog do it.
I guess that kind of makes sense because then like they could just see, oh, that's when the human says like I don't know, like for example, stay. It's like stay, and then like the human says stay. First dog stays. The other dog is like, oh, that's what that word means.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm a dog, I can do what that dog does.
I guess, yeah.
But I swear those birds though, birds
They
are
work
pretty
for the
cool.
bourgeoisie.
But they work for the bourgeoisie, or bourgeoisie. But they're just I don't know. Like there's these giant birds in my neighborhood, and I swear they're like scheming against against us.
Oh,
Like
what
they're just
kind are
always
they?
like strutting around. Like they're like these big heron things. They're like really big and tall. Like
Are they sandhill cranes?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, sandhill
Oh, I
cranes.
love those.
And one time, I swear I heard them plotting right outside my window because all I hear was like a ah, ah, like they're just like chatting with each other right outside my window. It was like 8 o'clock, and I want to sleep in that day because I stayed up late, and so all I hear is just ah, and they're just like talking to each other. I'm like, what are they planning out there?
Oh yeah, the
just trying to
Soviet
get some
the
sleep.
uprising of Soviet sandhill cranes is coming, Nate. It's coming.
Boy. Well, Well, hopefully they spare me. Uh,
But what makes you worthy of being spared?
I made a bird feeder when I was a kid because I like birds and I wanted to feed them.
But because of lifespans, those aren't the same birds.
But maybe it was passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah, birds have been proven to do that.
Bam! See, I'm
Especially
safe.
especially crows.
I am
Like,
safe.
crows will teach their children how to use tools. If that is not the shit, I don't know what is.
I saw that I saw in like a documentary or something once that apparently like parrots and stuff they don't really do it because it's not really essential to survival, but they have the ability to pass down like human speech between parrots and like their kids, you know?
Honestly,
Like
I would like to see an experiment where a human raises like a crow or a parrot from birth, or from hatching rather, like as you would raise a human, at least in terms of like language and stuff, and then see how it turns out as an adult.
That
think
would
you
be
would-
interesting.
I think you would get something,
there was-
something like comparable in mental and language skills to a human.
they tried something like that once, but with like a dolphin, because dolphins are actually really smart.
The thing is,
That
dolphins
ended up-
are not very good at replicating human speech. So
Yeah,
You
that
guys
makes it
forget
kinda
they've
hard.
literally done this with a gorilla. There is a gorilla that did pass down sign language to its kid.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, they've done it with
Oh, yeah.
gorillas.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really fascinating to see.
Yeah. But there's what I had a brain fart. I apologize if someone has something else to say.
I just think all of this is fascinating because, like, we have come to a point as humans where we can think about can animals think. Like, it's been done in the past, but it's not. But like, we're always ahead of anyone in our past generations. Then, like we will always be ahead of them, as
Yeah.
our children will always be ahead of us.
Yeah, that's true. Like I guess like a crocodile, for example. It doesn't matter if it was born in like the in dinosaur times or if it was born today. It's basically got the knowledge of a crocodile. But then you got like a person of today. We know a lot more than a person in ancient Greece. So it's
That's
just
true.
weird.
But like
do
at the
we
same
though?
time, it's like
Do we though?
yeah,
Socrates
that's what I was
was one
just about to say.
smart. Socrates was one smart motherfucker, and I don't think all of his stuff has survived to the present day.
Well, they didn't well, I don't know. There's some stuff like they didn't realize that electricity could be used to do all kinds of things. They didn't realize that oil can be used to burn or fuel and all that. Like, I mean, they used oil for like fire, but they didn't realize you can use that fire and those combustion and all that to make all these big, giant machines.
well, that's the thing is like they didn't have a concept of it yet, and
Yeah.
that's why we will always be ahead because we have the concept. But at the same time, it's like our advancements are. I think the best way to describe this is if you went back 5 years, let's say to 2015, or there's a lot of stuff that we have now that would be like mind blowing to someone who was in 2015.
Really?
But you well, yeah, if you think about it, or like let's say maybe not 2015 but 2010 definitely. Like if you went
Oh,
back
yeah,
to
then
2010, there's 100% stuff that would be mind blowing to people. But you can't say the same for 2010. For 2010, you'd have to go back 15 or 20 years for it to be mind blowing. We're exponentially always advancing,
yeah,
and that's just going to
true.
become more and more and more.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I get that. Like, yeah, like if you like even the 20th century, it's about like a man from the 1970s. Like you could kind of see everything from like everything in the 1980s. Like if you just I don't know jump forward 10 years, you'd be like, okay, for the most part, I get all this. It's a couple of kooky things like Walkmans, but it's not like outlandish. But now, yeah, it's like it's just getting shorter and shorter. Or that those leaps in technology.
Exactly.
Honestly, even going back 1 year ago, if you had come up to me and told me, hey, in a year, Elon Musk and Grimes are going to have a child named X-A12, I would have been like, you're bullshitting.
Well, that's
Yet
just.
here we are.
Well,
As a
I don't know if that's a
species, we have-
technology or if
here
that's
we
just
are as a
people.
species.
But that is a societal thing.
I guess
That's
you're right.
it has to do with the development of our society to be like accepting of other things. So therefore, people are prompted to do more out what would have been considered outlandish years ago.
I mean, I'd argue that's still kind of outlandish. It's just that he's very rich and influential, so he's just kind of above that.
Well, still, it is like you. It's not as outlandish as it would have been years ago.
I guess you're right. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I feel like there's just so many weird things nowadays that it's just weird is just kind of becoming like
Normal.
less weird, you know?
Yeah, it takes a lot to be in that realm of weird, you know? Like the only reason why stuff was considered weird about like 60 years ago, it's like let's go back to that to the communism. There was a lot of people in America that were fearful of, oh my god, communism is going to take over here. So therefore, they were very pressured into, oh, let's be normal, let's be normal, let's be normal. So there's that
Yeah.
societal pressure to adhere to the norm and not be anywhere outside of it. And then we fast forward, you know, to now. It's like,
It's
of
a
course, we
meme.
now know that. Yeah, like it's a meme. You know,
It's
it's
a
like no
meme.
one
It's
considers
sexy.
it.
Yeah.
My God, could you imagine if like years ago someone said, "Oh, communism is sexy"? That you would have been like beat or something.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I do love a lot about the past, but there's a lot of stuff today that like you probably couldn't get away with back then. Like
Oh, I couldn't get away with just myself, like say 50 years ago.
yeah, that's
with
true.
with how openly and vehemently bi I am,
Yeah, that's a good point.
and also
And
the
even
fact that now, and also the fact that I play D&D, because there was a whole scare over that back in
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not even sure what what time period. Nate, you probably know one better than
Oh
I
yeah,
do.
D&D. That'd be in especially in the. So it started in the 70s, but then the D&D scares really picked up in the 80s.
And thus the D4 was invented
Well, the
to
D4, I think
defend
the D4
poor
was
nerds
invented in
in
the
their base.
70s.
To,
But like yeah, I don't know, like because there's always been like it's just like with Harry Potter and the Christians that were like not all Christians, just the crazy Christians. That were like Harry Potter is like witchcraft and demons. That's exactly what they were saying about Dungeons and Dragons. It was Dungeons
Yeah.
and Dragons. It's magic and demons.
to be fair, these days even witches don't like J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling is just a whole bucket of problematic.
There's
I heard a
We
lot
don't
of weird things about her. So
we don't have
could you
time-
enlighten me?
we don't have time to unpack all of the shit that's been happening with her lately.
Exactly. She's in like an entire suitcase that we don't want to touch.
I guess that's fair. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know. Like you guys know me. I like acting like I'm from the past sometimes, but I think this is a pretty good time to be alive. Like I could basically talk to anyone, and not really fear any repercussions. It's pretty good, and you know, like, and even stuff like one thing that always like weirded me out was I don't know, like I just really didn't like was back then, like even like up to the 60s and even a little bit today is like interracial marriage and like relationships and all that were like illegal. Like there was actual laws banning them. And, like,
Which is stupid.
yeah, like come on, man. Like it's why.
I think it just mostly has to do with like xenophobia, as people
Yeah.
are just like, oh, we're our own kind. But as the world becomes like more mixed with one another and like just more accepting, that difference in race is, I would say, I think it's gonna like slowly either go away and we're gonna find new things to discriminate against because that just happens.
Yeah.
Or
like
it's just gonna become like, as tensions grow, it's gonna become just like a continued fight of just
Yeah.
like
It-
we need recognition, which
Yeah,
is completely valid. It's just like I'm just sad that needs to be a thing.
yeah, like race has always been a really weird concept. Like even like and like for example, like in the 1800s, Irish people were considered black, and that's a fact because like British people, so people from the British Isles considered Irish people black people, and they were like they weren't as good as the proper white people and all that. It's like it's just really weird to think about how, especially like back then, like how they kept trying to twist race and go like it's us versus them. Like Asians, for example, that's one big reason why because like I guess some Asians are kind of tan, but like I kind of like showed you guys I showed you guys a couple pictures of my ex and whatnot. They're they have the same skin tone as white people like me, but they just said, oh, Asians are different and here's why, and so they just create all these like be like reasons and whatnot why they're different. They use that quotation fingers, and so because they just really wanted to ensure that hey, white people are white people, Asian people are Asian people, and that kind of affects today.
There are differences in skin tone. I
Yeah.
think what you're getting to is just like the paleness of them. Yes, they are the same paleness as us. What it mostly gets to is the undertones of the skin. Based off of like what region you're from. Someone who is from America will have different like undertones and different like ways that their skin like flushes than someone who's like from Asia or from Europe or from any other part of the world.
Yeah, I guess, but like, it just that just always is weird me out, especially because like even in America, for example, like you say like, oh, Americans might have the same skin tone, but like, for example, a guy that works in like rural Georgia is gonna probably be a lot tanner than a guy that like living in like urban Cleveland, you know?
Well, yes, but that again doesn't have to do with tones. That has to do with paleness. So someone who is from, let's say, rural Georgia and has that, that like that whiteness to them, I would say like the classic stereotypical American whiteness to them. That person, even though they are tanned, they aren't going to be tanned in the same way as someone from South Europe is going to be, because there's a different way in which skin tans. That's why a lot of Americans, like, depending on where your roots are from, it depends on how you tan and what tones you have.
But one thing I kind of also thought about is like with Americans is it's like it's weird because we've created like one white kind of thing because like all these different like European like immigrants came in, they intermixed and stuff. Like maybe not always perfectly intermixed, but like it's just like it's like it's a I don't know. I just feel like white. It's like I don't know. Like I could be wrong, but like for example, I feel like in Europe, people are like, "Oh, that's a Pole, that's a French, that's a a French guy, and all that." And like in America, it's like white.
Well, I guess like a little bit like that, but predominantly America, in which the Eastern American country is, it is English. Like predominantly, that is of English origin.
There's a lot of German immigrants as well, and Irish. So many Irish immigrants.
Yeah, but like again, that's North Europe, And when it comes to like England and Ireland, that is
you're talking about
West
Europe.
Europe.
My bad.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, America was colonized mostly by English, and then there was other immigrants as well, which created that mix. But in general, they're like whatever mixing happened afterwards is like after there was settlement there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, you got the initial immigrants that were all British, but then like it's been a while, and like if especially like now, I mean not now, but like I did let me try to remember, but I did a project on this about like immigrant history, and especially during the 1800s, it's this like the population of America just exploded with like immigrants. Like,
Yeah.
and not a whole lot, like not a lot of them were coming from England. They were coming from Germany, Ireland, and all that. And then it always switches up depending on events overseas and whatnot. So I don't know. It's just I don't really know what my point is, but it's just race is weird. I guess is all I got to say.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's-
Anyhow, I think we're currently at time-wise we're about like 1 minute 17. Sorry, 1 hour 17 minutes. So
Well, I guess it's a good place to end it.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of interesting stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we apologize that our fourth host Sal couldn't make it, but he said, "Hey, the show must go on." So we decided to record it anyway.
Yeah.
He'll hopefully be back next week. Thank you for tuning in this week. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Yep. And have a good
Thank you.
night.
Yeah, have a great night. Thank you for dropping in.
Yeah.